ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महापतन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर्या जुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया सर्वोऽभिनेदु तं सर्वभूतहृदयं तवैवास्मि तवैवास्मि न जीवामि त्वया विना इति ध्याने राधे तन्नय माम चरणं भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्ष्यै कृपामयी त्वं शरणं प्रपन्न वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दं। बहुत दूर हो गया तो हमारा we have begun Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. And in continuation of this, we have discussed about, explained about Adu Saddha, Tata Sadhu Sam, Tata Bhajan Kriya, Tato Anartha Nivritti, Tato Nishtha, and Tata Ruchi. After now, the subject which is coming very deep and very hot. But I want that you should have some greed to know all this and to follow. And if you have no greed, oh, you are bound to fall down. You will see. Anyone cannot save you. And I see everywhere that if they don't know this subject, asakti and bhav, or they have no taste, and they must. So many thousands coming and going, coming and going. So I have come for this purpose, by the order of my Shiksha Guru and Guru, to give very powerful injections to you, that they will give new life to you. Then we have discussed that there are two kinds of ruchi, vastu vaishisht anapekshini and apekshini. But still, that vritti of Krishna Seva vritti is there, Shraddha is there, Nishtha is there, Ruchi is there. They are not immersed. They will be in their stage, but even they will be transferred into ruchi, asakti, bhav, prem, sneh, man. What I told, clear, perhaps not clear, you, clearly, what I told. You understood? Not fully. I told,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, Srila Gurudev explained just now, we are discussing.
if you are not understanding very high deep subject, so you can ask those who want to know.
About Adau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha, about this slok. Today Gurudev want to discuss about very deep thing, asakti. Just like in the material world, Srila Kaviraj Goswami has explained, like sugar cane. After that, there is juice. After that, transformation, molasses, then sugar. When sugar is there, there is no presence of sugar cane or juice. But in the spiritual life, when you are doing bhajan, your shraddha is still there, the propensity to serve Krishna, that Krishna Seva Vasana is still there, and moreover, bhajan kriya is there, sadhu sangha is there, steadiness also there, ruchi of taste also there. Then when the taste will be matured, then it will transfer into asakti or attachment. But previous will be present there, still including in asakti.
Anything to understand? You? What?
So all the prior stages are
All
also
these
present.
stages, previous stage.
Fully present in asakti, not like exactly the example of the sugarcane juice where they have gone.
Like sugarcane juice, it can be transferred into gur. Gur can be transferred into sugar. Sugar to be sitotpal. But previously stage will go. But bhakti is transcendental. And all the stages of this bhakti are transcendental. They will be there in formal form. But even transforming. Then, if that ruchi, taste, is now paripakva, mature, then it will transfer in asakti. Asakti means attachment. Then you cannot be, cannot you be without asakti. Always doing kirtan, smaran, and chanting, hearing Hari Katha, you have more asakti. Without that you will be mad. So this is very high class of. These are of two kinds. What? Taste in ruchi, in sadhan bhajan, and taste in bhajaniya, worshipable. Oh, without hearing Hari Katha, without chanting, without remembering, no one to tell that, oh, why you are not doing it. Always in it. How? Evam prata sapriyanama kritya jata nurago jita chutta vuchyai hasotta dati layati nityati lokavaya. Always. They are mad. Like Sudhe Goswami, like others, Narad Goswami, everywhere. What doing? Taking his veena. And what doing? Narad Muni Bajaya Veena Radhika Nana Narad Muni Bajaya Veena Radhika Nana. Like this always, Radhika Raman, Radhika. If Krishna and Radhika will hear, oh, they will also be mad. And for why? Oh, Krishna lips and Radhika lips, where his devotees are singing. Naham tasthami Very good. Naham hridaye cha madbhakta jatra gayanti tatra tishthamira. If you will do like that, oh, Krishna is bound to come and to hear. So first in bhajan, and then what? And then bhajaniyahu Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. His bhajani will come. It will be transferred. But yet so much attachment in bhajan always and bhajaniya. And then what they will do? He Radhe Braja Devi ke chalati, He Nanda Suno Kuta, Dibanne Kuta, Ghoshantavit Sarvatau Khedai, Mahavir Palau, Bande Rupa Sanatano, Prabhujano Jiva Gopal. Crying bitterly, heart melting. Oh, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Radhika? Oh Radhika, where you are? Oh Lalite Vishakhe, where you are? Like this, they will be mad, like Rup Sanatan, Raghunath and all. You can hear, but your goal is this. I am telling all these things that you should decide your goal. Without goal, nothing is there. So you should make very strongly this will. So, this asakti stage is very confidential and very gambhir. Great. Madhavendra put it like it. It was like mad always. And what telling? What Radhika told? Aidina Dayadranat Mathuranat Kadavalokyase Hridayam Tadalokakataram Daita Brahmyati. Oh Krishna. Oh Dina Dayadra, you are what embodiment of mercy, ocean of mercy. But now I am feeling that you have gone to Mathura and you are with the wives of young Jadavas. And here Radhika is weeping and becoming mad. Oh, if you will delay one day even and will return to Vrindavan, you will see that Radhika is not there. Nothing is there. Please come. I dream that there. Nath, hey Mathura Nath. Oh, you were Brajanath, but now what you have become? Mathura Nath. Please come to return back. Why? Why? To please Gopi? No. What? Gopi are what telling? Oh, there is none to serve you like us. For service, they are weeping. Kadavalukkase hridayam. Oh, I am not seeing you. At once he said, Hey Krishna, hey Chapala, hey Karunai Kasindho, hey Daita, hey Bhuvanai Kabandho, hey Krishna, hey Chapala, hey Karunai, hey Nath, hey Raman, Naina Bhiram, Ha ha kadam. Like Srimati Radhika was weeping for Krishna. Ha Nath, Ha Raman, Preshta, Kwashi Maha, Vyashasti Kripanaya, Mesh Sakhe Sannidhi. So we should try to remember all these things. If you are not developing your Krishna consciousness, no rush will come and rush will be stopped and you think about always what? How? Where I should marry? Where I should be sense gratifications? And only this idea will come. And when you will chanting and weeping like this, oh, this will go on painful. I have invited you all for these things, that some great should come. I'm not invited you all that you should come, I will fix your marriage and I will do your marriage. Never. So don't come with this wish to select any boyfriend or girlfriend. But I see this idea. So try to give up and chant and remember. I know that when you are in the womb of your mother, you have promised that when we will go to this land, we will always chant, nothing doing at all. And what is becoming? Oh, quite above it. We are engaged in services, working, making money, sense gratification, and so many things. So I have come to remind you all that for this purpose, Krishna has sent, not due to your past activities. Why? Your activities are not so that you should come as a human, but out of mercy, because He is ocean of mercy. He has given this form of human to all. Nothing to do anything else. Has Narad anything? Any position? Sukadeva Goswami? Even not. No Langoti, nothing. Nothing. No what? Anything for management after whom? After me, who will come in my Guru Parampara? Nothing. No arrangement, nothing, no management. So I request you to, develop your Krishna consciousness. For this I have invited you all. I remember. But my Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, in his last moment, he gave so many very strong injections that you should keep these injections. And where needed, you should give this powerful injection to all, especially my disciples. I'm very happy that all are coming. And I will give it without any cost. Without cost. Always available to me. You can come and eat. Oh, no cost, no fee for injecting also. But don't fear. I see, some are fearful for that. Oh, Maharaj will inject me. And he will tell that you should be golden hair. So don't fear all. Now, I told you two kinds of asana. Now you should have this goal. Anyhow, my goal is to obtain ruchi and asana. And if you will be matured on this, then very class of Shuddha Sattva, that is Bhava Arati, will bound to come. It will come. Must come. And what is this? What is this? Only the mercy of Krishna or his associates or Srimati Radhika herself. That mood will come. There is no other means. No other way. They will come. There are two things to understand. That we have heard that in Swati Nakshatra, constellation of Swati, rain comes. And that water goes in a banana tree and it becomes camphor. Automatically in the head of elephant and it becomes mukta. Got mukta what? Pearls. And if it goes in the hips of cows, gorochana, very precious, very costly thing. And when it goes in the western cells, and it becomes pearls, very valuable, more than Kahinoor Hira. And snake hood, then money. And bamboo bunsalo. Huh? So, someone has idea that by association you can come by in Dasharas, Santaras, Sakharas, Vasalas and Madhuras. And it can be changed. But you should have a strong faith that they cannot be changed. What is in your constitutional form? There is something, rush, in your constitutional form. Either Dasya, Sakha, Vasalya or one of them, there must be something. But now it is covered with Maya. I have to come to help you to remove that Maya. So, there is something in the constitutional form of Jiva. They have some many things, but not manifested. Not manifested. Like, by any example you can know, there is Ganga flowing very gently, very powerful water, you know. And on this both sides of Ganges, very fertile land, very fertile land. So you planted mango seed, tetul mane tamarind, jackfruit, or thorn tree, bubble, and so many trees. Same water is given, same air is there, same sun is giving light, same gardener is watering. Everything is there, same. But why mango tree gives mango? Why bubble tree gives thorns? Why jackfruit like jackfruit? Why not coming the same thing in all seeds? So we are like place, Ganges water, like all these things. And if so many kinds of devotees of Sakharas, Vatsalyaras, Madhuras, you are in association of them, and they are here making here your katha, Krishna katha. So fruit will not come in one way, like mango, jackfruit, tamarind and others, coming from their own seeds. So we have something in our constitutional form, any of these five rases. So if there is a association, or that sadhu is of Dasyaras, up to Dasyaras he can help. If a devotee, high degree, Mahabhagavat or Bhagavat, is of Sakharas, he can help you up to, he cannot help you in Madhuras. And if any devotees are Madhuras, he can help all. But in the end he will give what you have in your constitutional form. He cannot change. Never and never. So both is needed. One thing more to understand. This high class of Shuddha Sattva, we will define that what is Shuddha Sattva. coming through home by the devotees who are now matured and they have received Prem, Sneh, Man, Pranay in Golok Vrindavan, Krishna or Mahaprabhu, like Rup, Manjari, Rati Manjari, in the form of Rup Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. This Shuddha Sattva always in the constitutional form of associates of Krishna Chandra Radhika. That is called, they are called Ragatmik Jan. Ragatmik associates of Radha and Krishna. And from there, through devotees like Raganuga devotees, it will descend in the heart of devotee. What is Shuddha Sattva? Aranya Maharaj. Come on, dear. Yes. This is in one line. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma.
Om Gyanatimarandhasya Gyanandanasalakaya Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah.
I think you are, I am telling in very easy language, you are all listening. If not, then you cannot. But all should hear very attentively. Don't give your mind here and there.
Srila Gurudev ordered me to describe briefly the meaning of Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma. This phrase has come from the definition of Bhav Bhakti given by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma Prema Suryangsu Samyabhak Ruchibi Chitamasunya Kridaso Bhav Uchite. This is definition of Bhav Bhakti. What is Bhav Bhakti? It's not any kind of material emotion. If we want to know about Shuddha Sattva, we should understand the meaning of the word Sattva. Sattva means existence. This Sattva has different levels. There is Mishra, first we should know Sattva means existence. After this, Mishra Sattva. Then Shuddha Sattva, Vishuddha Sattva. So Sattva means existence, and Mishra Sattva means when that existence is a manifestation of Sattva, Raja and Tama. As we find in this world, the consciousness of all the jivas is on the platform of Mishra Sattva, because their consciousness is affected by the movements of Rajagun, Tamagun. Gradually, as they rise up, Tadara Jastamo Bhava Kamalo Vaidyaste Chetarita Navidam Stitam Sattve Prasiddhati. As they become free from lust and attachment, these things coming from Tama and Raja, they come to Sattva. That is the pure stage, Shuddha Sattva, pure stage of existence, wherein the modes of material nature are not manifest. Yet, in the stage of pure existence, there is no perception of the transcendental variety. So the platform in which Krishna, his pastimes, his associate, his transcendental form, qualities and everything is manifest. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Sattva Alamba Parasattva Vishuddha Sattva Govindam Adipurusham Tamam Bhajami. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in Brahma Samhita, it is described that Krishna, his name, form, qualities, pastimes, his abode and all of his associates are of the quality of Vishuddha Sattva, supremely pure existence. In his commentary on Brahma Samhita also, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that pure existence, which is possessed of form, of location, of activities, is called Vishuddha Sattva, supremely pure existence. Therefore, this Bhava Bhakti is a phenomena which is of that nature, supremely pure existence. And it has function. In this pure existence, there are two Brittis of the Swarup Shakti. One is called Samvit Britti and one is called Ladini Britti. Samvit Britti means the consciousness or awareness. Sambandha Gyan, knowledge of relation with Krishna. And Hladini Vritti is Ananda, Ananda Shakti, joy. When the function of Samvit and Hladini, or Chit and Ananda, are combined together, this is called Bhakti Shakti.
Essence of that.
When the very essence of Samvit and Hladini are combined together, this is called Bhakti, or this is called Bhav. This finds its highest the manifestation where? In the Mahabhav of Srimati Radhika. So she is the source of all types of love and affection. In the highest form it is in Radhika. Therefore it has been stated, Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma. This Bhav Bhakti is Vishesh, a special manifestation of the essence of the Samvit and Hladini. It is there in the heart of Ragatmik Jan, especially Radhika, and then all the associates of Radha and Krishna, beginning with Radhika, it is in them. And in them, it is blazing like a sun. But one tiny particle, one ray of their mood, when it descends through Guru Parampara into this world, Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma Prema Surya. Prema Surya means the son of Prem. But Bhav is what? Prema Surya Anksu. One small ray of that Ragatmik Prem descends to this world, Prema Surya Anksu Samyabhak, and it is reflected into the heart of the Jiva here. When that touches him, then Ruchibi Chitamasrinya Kridaso Bhava Uchite. The heart of the living entity melts. Just as ice melts and becomes water, so in the same way, the living entity, his heart melts and it becomes three types of ruchi. Here Rupa Goswami Padi is explaining. Ruchi bi chitamasrinya. What is that ruchi? What is the ruchi? That ruchi has been described. This taste comes in the form of three types of abhilas. Three types of intense hankering. The first type is called Bhagavad Prapt Abhilas. The intense hankering to attain one's Ishtadev. Hey Radhe Brajadevike. Oh Shrimati Radhika, where are you? Oh the Krishna Chandra, where are you? Very intense hankering to attain them. But only to attain them is not enough. The heart will be melting with another intense desire that is called Anukul Abhilas. The intense hankering to render some service to them, which is very, very favorable. What they require at any particular time, which will give them so much happiness. Tambularpana pada madana payodana bisaradibi vrindaranya mayasarim pratriya yashto shanti priya. Prana prashta saki kilade pikilasan kochita bhumika keli bhumishu rupa manjari mukasta dasika sangsre. Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, he prays, I am taking shelter of Sri Rupa Manjari and those who are in her group. Why? Because from them this Bhav Bhakti will come. And then the desire, Anukul Abhilas, to render some very favorable service, like Tambul Arpana, preparing Tambul for Radha and Krishna, Padamadana, massaging their lotus feet when they become fatigued, Payo Dana Abhisaradivi, bringing water, taking Radhika for Abhisar to meet with Krishna in a secret place in the forest. So this desire, Anukul Abhilas, means the desire to render Anukul Seva. But, not enough, more melting will come. What is that? That ruchi is called Sohard Abhilas. It's not so hard to remember. Try to remember this word. Sohard Abhilas. Sohard has come in Sanskrit from the word Surit. Surit means a friendship. Very intimate and close friendship. What Radhika may not tell to others, may she tell to me and give me that service that others will not see. So this is called Sohard Abhilas. Not enough to attain one's Ishtadev, not enough only to serve, but to have a very intimate mood of friendship, very close surit. Hearts are very close together. So when these three types of taste or three types of abhilas, intense hankering, manifest from the heart melts and they come out. So by this verse, Srila Rupa Goswami has indicated two things. Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma, that the vritti of Swarup Shakti will come down from the Nitya Parikas of Radha and Krishna. And when it touches your heart will melt and some abhilas will come out. So that is described in the second part of the verse, Ruchi Be Chitamasrinyan. So what Srila Gurudev is describing about Swati Nakshatra, in other words, that some power is in the rain of Swati Nakshatra, and some power is also in the receptacles of the rain of Swati Nakshatra. So both of these points have been explained in this verse of Srila Rupa Goswami. That something will come from the Nitya Parikas of Radha and Krishna, and something is there in your heart which will come out on the touch of their mood. This is called Bhav Bhakti.
Hearing this, some devotees, they want that this mood should come at once in me. And sometimes they want to expose all these things artificially. When it is come through that line that we explained, then real thing will come. Real mood will come. But when that mood is not in you, and you are exposing for others to see all for praise, that they should know that I am in this. If that your mood is not like that, and it has not come from the proper channel through Ragatnik and then Raganuga to you, and if it is not Visheshatma, then what will be? They will be called Sahajiya. So I want that you should be Sahajiya. Always follow your adhikar, stage, and do accordingly. Don't expose, don't try. What is coming naturally, then it is okay. With a dhanya, with Trinadapi slokas that follow, then it is okay. But if you will do artificially anything to show them, no, you will be Sahajiya, and after some time you will diminish it. So always be careful. There are some symptoms of pure this mood, bhav, and that what? Shanti, avyakta kalatvam, viraktir, manusunyata, sabandha, samutkantha, nam gane sadari, asakti tada gunakhyane, priti tad prasatya stali, ityad bhava, sur bhavam kurajane. Even a ankur, a sprout of bhav is there in your heart, then these symptoms will come. What? And you should judge whether these symptoms are even in a smallest curd, autumn fly, or not. And we are that standard of bhakta, we are not in 60 years, 20 years, 50 years, or where we were, we are still there, full of honor. So try to. This slok is like a barometer of bhakti. Go on.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Srila Gurudev is enlightening us about the characteristics and the qualities which are naturally exhibited by someone who has come to this stage of development in his bhakti, which is the stage of bhav. So, Srila Rupa Goswami has written this verse describing the 8 different symptoms, 9 different symptoms that one experiences in this stage. And these, as Gurudev said, these symptoms are manifested naturally and automatically in someone. They are not artificially displayed. So, first, he says, Kshantir avyartakalatvam viraktir manashunyata. Kshantir means that he is constantly completely tolerant of all conditions. Nothing can shake him from his constant engagement in the service of Krishna. He is so spontaneously absorbed that any kind of adverse situation cannot shake him at all. So kshantir, avyartakala dvam, next symptom.
Like Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur. He was beaten in 22 markets. Prahlad was given poison and so many things. But they were steady. Like that. Shanti, always. Jayatma, Samprasidati. In any situation, they will not be deviated from that.
The next symptom, it tells that this Bhav Bhakta, he does not want to see that even one single moment of his time goes by without constantly engaging in Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran, Bandhanam, Padasevanam, fully absorbed in tasting and relishing the nectar of Krishna's Nam, Guna, Rupa, Leela. This is called Avyarta Kalatvam. He doesn't want to waste a single moment. Kshantir Avyarta Kalatvam Viraktir Manashunyata. He is completely detached, Virakti. He has no attachment to the sense objects of this world. They are completely dead to him. They have no life, no attraction at all. Viraktir Manashunyata.
What Virakti means? Have we Virakti detachment from sense gratification and worldly desire? Any of you? Then how that mood will come? Be ready for this. And if you are not ready, bhakti is so far. So try first all these things. Your whole attachment should be given to Krishna, nowhere else, or Guru, or any devotee who is like this. No sense gratification, no worldly attachment. He has no time to think about them. Then this mood is there, otherwise not. Very clearly you should think about this. I call for these things, that remember. And if there is anything, I had a sword that my Guru Dev has given and Swamiji, I will give you that sword and you should cut all your attachment.
So the next symptom, Mana Shunyata. Mana Shunyata means that he is completely devoid of any desire for praise and adoration and distinction coming to him from other persons. Just like the verse of Shikshashtakam, which Srila Gurudev quoted, Trinadapi sunichena, tororapi sahishnuna, amanina, manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. So here, the devotee has amanina. He doesn't desire any kind of respect or praise from anyone. His heart is devoid of this desire. And on the contrary, manadena. He's always giving appropriate respect to all others, seeing that Krishna is residing within their heart. So in the stage of Bhav, this quality automatically manifests there. And he has the deepest type of humility, natural humility displayed. Viraktir mana shunyata. Asha bandha sumutkanta. Asha bandha means that he has an unbreakable hope, asha, that Krishna will bestow his causeless mercy upon him. This hope is constantly there within his heart. And he knows that Krishna is a causeless ocean of mercy, Karuna Sindhu, and that he is always giving his mercy to all the souls who are fallen within this world. So the Bhav Bhakta is constantly praying for the mercy of Krishna. Asha Bandha. Samutkanta.
That, Krishna, I must attain Krishna love. I have hope. You should think like that. that after some time from my sadhana, in this human life, we will attain that love, which is very high, very high. Must I will, because for Guru Varga and others, they have attained this. So why not myself? So I must achieve this hope and more.
Ashabandha Sumutkanta. Sumutkanta means that he has a very intense eagerness. Constantly, he's desiring that this perfectional stage will be attained by him. Sumutkanta. He's always praying, offering so many prayers from the core of his heart that this stage can be attained by him and he can serve Krishna with prema. So that is the sixth symptom, Sumutkanta.
No, more than this. He's thinking, when it will come? When it will come? Always hankering. This is Sumutkanta. When it will come? Oh, still I have got nothing. But when it will come? And he will exercise all bhakti limbs, always, and weeping. This is called Sumutkanta. Oh, I must attain and it will come in due time. So I should be idle and sleeping. Oh, this is not. So Sumutkanta. Namagane.
Namagane Sada Ruchi. So, yesterday we talked about the stage of ruchi, of taste, that the devotee is constantly desiring to taste and relish the nectar of Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. So, this is the symptom in the stage of bhav that nam gane sada ruchi. He always wants to be chanting constantly, 24 hours daily. He wants to be chanting and remembering the holy names of Krishna. His tongue does not want to stop chanting for a single moment. So that is called Nam Gani Sada Ruchi. Always he has ruchi and taste for the holy name. Then Asaktis Tad Gunakyane. This means that he has deep attachment for describing all the wonderful qualities, gunakyane, the qualities of Krishna, just like described in Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that Krishna has 64 transcendental qualities that are manifested in unlimited degrees. So the devotee is very attached to describing these qualities and the transcendental beautiful form and pastimes of Krishna. Asaktis tad gunakyane, pritis tad vasatis dale. And the devotee has priti, deep love and affection for all the places where Krishna lived when he manifested his pastimes here within this material world. In the Prakat Dham, in Gokul Dham, how he manifested his divine abode here. So just like the Goswamis and Srila Gurudev described, that they were constantly going here and there in Braj. Hey Radhe Vrajadevike, Chalalite, Hey Nanda Suno Kutaha, Shri Govardhana Kalpapada Patale, Kalindi Vane Kutaha. O Krishna, O Radhe, where are you? Are you on the bank of the Jamuna now? And they go to the bank of the Jamuna searching for Radha and Krishna. Everywhere in Braj they're going to the places where Krishna performed his leelas. Govardhan, going to Varshana Dham, and all the different places in Braj Mandala or Navadvip Dham. So in this way, the devotee has very deep attachment and affection for all these places where Krishna performed his pastimes.
But still, the highest place is Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, Govardhan more. And in Govardhan, Shyam Kund and Radha Kund. And moreover, Krishna always like to be with his most beloved Srimati Radhika in Radha Kunda. So we should try that, oh Krishna, oh Radhika, when you will fulfill my wish, that I will always on the bank of Radha Kunda. Radha Kunda is not anything else from Srimati Radhika herself. No difference at all. In some cases, Oh, Radha Kund is more superior than Radhika. We can go and see and take bath, pray there. But where to find to Radhika? Like Krishna has made he has invested his whole power, whole mercy, beauty, and all pastimes in the names. So names are more powerful than Krishna. So we should try to know. This is the high. There, when my fortune will be, I will be most fortunate to be. If not by body, or then by mind, you should try to be there. So these are the 8, 9, oh, what? Anubhav means lakshan. Symptoms of. But so many things are to know. I will explain how to attain. But in the meantime, you should have a refreshment and test a kirtan. That one. Now you are searching. And also, Radhakant Prabhu and Nishant Prabhu, they should be ready. About this?
Yes.
Why?
The devotees in Australia want to ask you a question.
Gurudev, an Australian devotee who's listening to our webcast is asking a question. The question is from Subal Krishna Das Prabhu. He says, naturally we have this desire for marriage or material arrangement, although we want to attain experience of what Srila Gurudev is describing about Krishna consciousness. What can we do?
Naturally we had no. This comes from where? From the love of Radha and Krishna love. Actually this is. And we are servant of Radha and Krishna, made servant. So there is it. But you know that reflection, perfected reflection, quite opposite. So in opposite it seems that naturally we are free. But it is quite wrong. Understand? Now, very proud of my sons and daughters. All are qualified, more than me. So many. I want that they should be like that and preach my mission everywhere. Especially by this kirtan, these kinds of, and by book distribution. You should not think that book distribution is Arusiddha or Samsiddha or anything. Because our whole parampara from beginning, Brahma, what is good? Brahma Samhita and all Vedas from four books. What is that?
Krishna has desire also for book distribution. Though three inner desire, one desire of the book distribution, could not do so. He came in Mahaprabhu to distribute Brahma Samhita. Krishna Karnamrit came in Mahaprabhu form.
So, I want that. Before this, Markandeya Prabhu can do kirtan any, and after that, can you do any kirtan? Playing with them, and then we will make that.
Hare Krishna, for the kind attention of devotees, some more devotee has requested for initiation. Initiation is tomorrow 8 a.m. So devotees who desire for initiation, they should not delay. They must arrive in temple room over there before 8 a.m. And Monday will be fire sacrifice headed by Sripad Aranda Maharaj. Is supposed to be take place in Tuesday, but so many devotees leave Monday after Gurudev class. So fire sacrifice will be Monday, and Monday's program will be Tuesday. If the class was in itinerary, it will be Monday, and Monday will be Tuesday. Hare Krishna.
But today, not our classes are finished. I will speak more things. Drama play
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We just have a little presentation to make for you, Gurudev. Prem Vilas, I really would like you to present Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. We're honored and loved, and thank all the devotees who helped.
This is really nectar I wanted, and so many more nectars are coming. To those, especially those who are in publication.
Lavangalata Didi, Krishna Prem Prabhu, who's designed to give him the book, a beautiful design.
Aranya Maharaj too, Madhav Maharaj, all are engaged. I want that very soon. Oh, so many nectars should come. Ujjwal Mani, Bhakti Swami Sindhu,
Gita Govinda.
Gita Govinda, ready. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, I want. Especially Ras Panchadhyay, Bhramar Geet, Gopi Geet, Venu Geet. So you should all sprinkle mercy to me, that I can do all these things. Thank you.
We also have another little presentation for you, Srila Gurudev. My Shiksha Guru and Priya Bandhu, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Their lasting relation of the relation between Srila Pragyan Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Our gurus, one Siddhanta, one at heart. And Guru Deva Tatma. And I would like to especially thank those devotees who worked on it, especially Shamarani Didi and her crew, Anita, Vashanti, for appropriating, Atul Krishna for getting it all together, and again Atul Krishna and Susie for driving 3 hours non-stop to bring it here in time. And of course, Srila Gurudev for really doing all the work.
Request them all to collect all new books. And
Oh, of course. We have presented the first set of books to Srila Gurudev. At the book table, Nanda Gopal will be busy selling all the new titles that have arrived. And Gurudev requested more and more are on the way.
something coming.
Panchagavataroghischa kripa sindhu levacha patitaram So Gurudev has asked me to speak some words about book distribution, encouraging the devotees. I've been given the service, plus I have a warehouse full of books. So,
More louder.
I'm hoping that these words will touch the heart of everyone here. One of the fundamental activities of our sampradaya is book writing, book publishing, and book distribution. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidambina Aikanti Harer Bhaktir Utpataya Vakalpate. This means that of our devotional service, which is devoid of reference for the Shrutis, Smritis, the Vedic literatures, Purans, Narada Pancharatra, then that devotional service, even though it is maybe Aikantika Bhakti, one-pointed devotion, it is simply a disturbance. All of the beliefs that we have, the 9 prameyas that are listed in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Jaiva Dharma, that are the beliefs, the foundation of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, are based on the evidence, the praman, which is coming through Amnaya. Amnaya means Vedic knowledge which is received through our Guru Parampara. In Kali Yuga, especially now, in previous times, this was passed down through oral tradition. Now, in this age, it has to be written in order for all of us to read again and again and remember. So the combination of hearing the Vedic literatures from the lips of pure devotees and also reading these books and studying these books will create a very solid foundation for our knowledge in Krishna consciousness. And with the modern day technology of printing, the internet, and so forth, now this knowledge can be spread all over the world very, very quickly. And this movement can increase leaps and bounds tremendously. Srila Rupa Goswami knew the Manobishtam of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu had asked him to do 2 primary things. One, to go to Vrindavan and reestablish the lost places of Krishna's pastimes, establish a temple there, Govindaji Temple, and other places. And he also requested that he write transcendental literatures. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad has written so many, as well as all the 6 Goswamis. Sanatan, Shijiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Saptam Goswami, the 7th Goswami. So this is a heritage which is followed by all of our Rupanuga Guru Acharyas, that they write, translate, publish, and distribute transcendental literatures. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One thing. Jiva Goswami also wrote on palm leaves some of the first writings of Srila Goswami. So he was the first book publisher and first book distributor. Srinivasacharya, Narottam, and Shamananda Prabhu, they also distributed books all throughout India. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur wrote many books. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur states in his Upadeshavali in the back of the songbook, the 6th point, that if one establishes a printing press for devotional books and does preaching through Namhata, this is real service to Sri Mayapur Dham. He made a statement that if it's needed, you can even sell the marble off the altar to print and distribute books. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he personally distributed books, wrote books, published books, and encouraged all of us for many years about the transcendental importance of book distribution. So we have all of these examples. Now our Srila Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj. He is also every day writing, translating, writing commentaries, painstakingly engaging in this service and engaging so many devotees in this service in Vrindavan and here. And he desires that these books are not just written and published, but that they're distributed all over the world. So I'd like to read one quote from the new book that was just coming out, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The 54th Anga of Bhakti is called Vaishnav Shastra Seva, to serve Vaishnav scriptures. What scriptures? Scriptures that cause Bhagavad Bhakti. These are Vaishnav scriptures. One should faithfully and regularly study such scriptures. Hear them from the mouths of pure devotees. Read and recite them with a worshipful attitude. And one should know the object to be obtained from such scriptures. That is Bhagavad Bhakti. And having full faith in that, one should mold one's life in accordance with its principles. So there's two things here: to read, to hear, to publish, to distribute, to care for, but in full knowledge, and with full faith and with devotion. The restoration of, the careful keeping of, the publishing and the propagation of Vaishnav Shastra are all included within Shastra Seva. The Skanda Purana and the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu quoted here, the Vaishnav Shastras like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and so on propound Ananya Bhakti or exclusive devotion to Sri Krishna. Those who keep such scriptures in their home and worship them with great respect are freed from all sins. Even the Devatas offer prayers to such persons. Those who hear the Vaishnav Shastras from the mouth of pure devotees and who regularly study them on their own are truly blessed in this world. Sri Krishna becomes pleased with them. Therefore, it is imperative for the sadhaka to serve the Vaishnav Shastras. Thank you. So we should not confuse, as Gurudev said, Arop Siddha Bhakti with Swarup Siddha Bhakti. If book distribution is done in full knowledge, then Gurudev said that is pure Bhakti, complete Bhakti, not lacking anything, or Swarup Siddha Bhakti. We should not confuse the rope with the snake. No, what is pure Bhakti and what is Arop Siddha Bhakti? Thank you very much.
What?
On the videos and the read.
Quickly, we have so much to think.
Pronounce.
Very soon, quickly.
The archives have produced videos of all the classes of Srila Gurudev, and we're collecting over 60 classes. We'll have 100 soon. We've had a nice donation, so anybody who would like to buy classes of all the lectures here, it's been sponsored half. You only have to pay half. And I'd like to read one thing. This was published by Srila Prabhupada in 1968, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and so to clear up any confusion why we're here tonight. Ramananda Roy then began to relate the confidential and transcendental activities of Radha and Krishna. These activities cannot be understood in the emotional relationship with the Supreme Lord as master and servant, friend and friend, or parent and son. This confidential subject matter can be understood only in the association of the damsels of Braj, for the confidential activities have arisen from the feelings and emotions of those damsels. Without the association of the damsels of Braj, one cannot nourish or cherish the transcendental understanding. In other words, these confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna have expanded through the mercy of the damsels. Without their mercy, they cannot be understood. One has to follow in the footsteps of the damsels of Braj to understand. So we know why we're here tonight, because Srila Prabhupada instructed us to be here.
Now, you should come with me in Vrindavan in the council of Rupa Goswami. And he is speaking, not myself. No? So, what we explained, Uttama Bhakti. Oh, be ready. Brahma, at once be ready. Quickly. So, this Uttama Bhakti that we, for 4-5 days we are explaining, he's telling that this Uttama Bhakti is divided into 3 parts, 3 sections. Sadhan Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti, and then Prem Bhakti. 3. Up to Bhav Bhakti, there is some sadhan. But in Prem Bhakti, this is Siddha, no sadhan. Only to serve Krishna and Radhika and to develop their minus. There is in Vaikuntha or in Dwarka, Golok, Vaikuntha, Vrindavan, no sadhan. This is Siddha Bhumi. By serving Radha and Krishna gradually in the guidance of Nitya Siddha, when they will be Siddha, they will have to serve Radha and Krishna. So what is sadhan bhakti? First you should know what we are doing. All are not sadhan bhakti. If you have some goal of your sadhan, object, and that object only bhav. How to achieve bhav? With this mode, if you will practice in the guidance of Shuddha, Rupanuga or Raganuga Vaishnava, then it will be sadhan. Our sadhan is endless. For this sadhak, Srila Rupa Goswami has told, Billu Mangal was like in this world, Raghunath Das Goswami, what he showed, really, it is also ideal for sadhan bhakti. And also he is ideal for bhav bhakti and prem bhakti too. 3 things are in him. So, what is sadhan? I told Kriti Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya Bhava Sasadana Vida Nitya Siddhasya Bhavam Prakatyam Vidisha. Only to clear the covering, which is covering Bhakti Devi, Shuddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. We'll have to cover, to remove the cover, not to make anything. Already it is made. Sarv Siddha Bhakti. In the heart of, as he explained, in the heart of Radhika. How Radhika serves in what? Rood, Ati Rood, Mahabhav. More than that. So this is Bhakti. So, first sadhan Bhakti, in the guidance of high class of Vaishnava, in guidance. And being in Vrindavan actually. But if you cannot be in Vrindavan, then by mind also, you can be there. And you should practice bhakti. This bhakti is also all sadhan bhakti, bhav bhakti and prem bhakti. They are divided also into Vaidhi bhakti and Raganuga bhakti. First Shastra, we are following what in Shastra has been written. And yes, then we are engaged in bhakti, then it is Vaidhi. It is essential to follow this Vaidhi bhakti. But what Rupa Goswami has told and what is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think that if anyone will follow these instructions of Rupa Goswami book, Vacho Vegam, Manasah Krodha Vegam, Atyahar Prayasasya, and Utsah Nishyat, and then, and after that, Manashat Griyat. Oh, this is more important. And then, last month, Pannam Rupa Charitadi Sukritananu Kramin Manasat Rasananyo Jatishan Praje Tadanuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayet. Oh, so you must know all these things. So, then what is Raganuga? You should know. Oh, the service of Ragatnik Jan in Golok Vrindavan. If anyone in this world wants to gain and he is following their footprints and serving as they are doing by Manasi Seva and Upper Seva, Sadhaka Siddha Rupena. Then, like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they practice Bhakti Yoga by what they have formed in the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also what in Krishna pastimes, Rup Manjari, Rat Manjari. So we will have to follow all these things. Then Raganuga Bhakti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only came for this Raganuga Bhakti teaching. And you should know that Swami Bhaktivedanta, Swami Maharaj, or Gurudev, or Guru Parampara has only come in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach Raganuga Bhakti Marga. This is the main thing. And other things like Nagar Sankirtan and all, or Dvaitacharya may do all these things. But except Krishna, anyone cannot establish these things. Raganuga Bhakti Marga. And that is as Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sachinandan Gaura. He distributed everywhere, from corner to that corner, from Navadip to Ganga to ocean, Indian Ocean, and from east to west and west. And only a fraction is coming to these western and eastern countries, only by him, his mercy. So we should try to know all these things. Now time is over, about 8. I want that at once drama place should be done. And tomorrow we will explain all these things. very clearly. Go, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana.
Srimati Shamarani Didi and Bhaktivedanta Aranya Maharaj at 10 a.m. will give a class on book distribution to follow up on what Radhakanta Prabhu is saying tonight. So please come at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. So also, those devotees, everyone who ordered Bhog for Anakut Mahotsava, Govardhan Puja tomorrow, after class they can come and see Tunga Vijayadidi and pick up their orders. They'll be separating everything into bags and then you can begin cooking. And on Monday, fire sacrifice, fire yajna. And as Madhav Maharaj, Shripad Madhav Maharaj says, Monday will become Tuesday and Tuesday will become Monday for the class schedule, but we will make the adjustments. What time is that? 10 a.m. Monday morning. Thank you. Cooking will begin tonight. Also, cooking has already begun, but everything that came it will begin, and then also all in the morning. So, thank you all so much for coming. This drama is about to begin. Us, under his instruction, we're trying to just give you something, a little touch of these pastimes. As he has said many, many times, these dramas, they're just like my teachings. So listen very carefully. And again, thank you all so much for coming to New Braj for this wonderful festival. So this drama was written by Srimati Rukmavati in Australia. And here the girls of New Braj have put together this pastime of Chitraketu Maharaj. So for the pleasure of Srila Gurudev, our Tridandi Sannyasigyan, to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, and to all of our honored guests, we humbly present this drama play. Please forgive any mistakes. Thank you very much.
Assistant, come at once! You can do a play? These words have been pounding in my ears. I was simply waiting in the crowd, only to glimpse his lotus feet, when an opening appeared and the Mahabhagavat was standing before me. With a smile on his lips, he jokingly challenged, "You can do a play?" Why do I say jokingly, he spoke? For how does a fool like myself, one whose consciousness is completely obscured by lust, for a billion lifetimes I have wandered throughout the entire material universe, sometimes in the dress of a great demigod, and sometimes as an ant. I have searched for gratification everywhere, and always met with failure. And then, before me for an instant stood the Mahabhagavat. By chance, for what good fortune have I endeavored to achieve? And with it, my old journey came to an end, and a new one has begun. Assistant! Oh, you have come.
Yes, here I am. Isn't everything all right? Where are all the actors? Isn't the play supposed to start now?
Yes, all of the devotees have gathered in great anticipation.
Oh, yes. I see them now. Hello, everybody. What play are we doing tonight?
One that goes back in time to the end Yuga and covers the expanse of the entire universe. It includes demigods and sages, palaces inhabited by millions, and a lake covered in lotus clusters.
Oh, I get it now. I understand. I know it's bothering you. This stage is too small. We need a bigger stage, maybe some new curtains.
Whether the stage is too small or not, will our audience grasp the essential truth being spoken tonight? The rare and wonderful association of Bhagavad, the importance of Guru, the steadfast mind of a devotee, or the absolute invincibility of transcendental sound? Will these concepts travel through time and touch the hearts of our audience?
Oh Lord, will I again be able to be the servant of your servants, who find shelter at your lotus feet? Will my mind always think of your transcendental attributes? Will my words glorify you? Will my body always engage in your loving service?
Who is that? What beautiful prayer is just now being recited?
The play is beginning, but this is the end.
O Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not wish to enjoy in Trivaloka, the heavenly planets, nor where Lord Rama resides. I do not want to be the supreme ruler of the earthly or lower planets, nor do I want to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to be separated from you.
Ah, this is the voice of King Indra. He is remembering within his mind the words of the demon Vritrasura and remorsefully lamenting his fate.
Remorsefully lamenting his fate? What is his fate? Whatever happened to King Indra? And how did he end up in the stem of the lotus flower?
One question at a time, for the answers are very complex. King Indra is living within the stem of a lotus flower, situated in the beautiful Manasa Sarovar lake. He spends his time meditating on the Supreme Lord, remembering his killing of the demon Vritrasura, and suffering almost to the point of starvation.
Just as baby birds, who have not yet developed wings, always look for their mothers to return and feed them, as small calves, who anxiously wait for the time of milking, or the morose wife whose husband is away, yearns for his return. I always long for the opportunity to serve you.
Another prayer King Indra is reciting from this Vritrasura? How is it possible that a demon could compose such beautiful prayers?
King Indra is hiding from personified sin, who chased him here and there throughout the universe. He is very ashamed and regretful because he killed a Vaishnava who appeared before him in the dress of the demon Vritrasura.
But how could a Vaishnava take birth as a demon?
A contradiction, to be sure. A Vaishnava who takes birth as a demon and then encourages his enemy to slay him. The answer to your question will take us back to the beginning of our play tonight, where millions of years ago there was a king named Chitraketu. This king possessed many opulences, many wives, a populace that loved him dearly, and great personal attributes. But he was morose and constantly distraught for never having begot a son.
Traveling through the universe, touching only me. Take the left at every step. Dance the misery I can't defeat.
Oh no! Who are they?
Two mischief mongers who are never idle. Anger and lamentation have come to disturb the king.
Oh, friends, here sits the king in a meditative mood. Let's capture his mind and let him really rude. Oh, King Chitraketu, about the past always think, and the future dwell on too. Ignore the day that's here before you.
world would be complete.
As her king, Mother Earth is glad, bringing forth the seven rain. But your one desire never forget. A son to love, a son to love. Will it not be worth any pain?
Perhaps if my queens. How does anyone help?
Attractive eyes, face of beauty, don't your wives please you so? But alas, all as barren as the desert sand.
A right you have to feel so low.
I've given in charity to millions of brahmanas. I've built parks and waterways. Why?
Generosity, youthfulness, wealth, knowledge, and hard work, the sand within the sweet rice knocks.
As caring friend,
Anchor
and lament,
your hands will hold
this dire mirth. Oh, who is this with a head so serene? A golden dew announces his presence.
Angira Muni, while wandering throughout the material universe, by his own sweet will, has chanced upon the palace of King Chitraketu.
By what force has the king escaped our grip?
No less than a saint has strolled into our midst.
Peace of mind, that slaughter shows.
Let us hide here until he goes.
Just see. The king's face is pale and reflects deep anxiety. Indeed, his mind is disturbed by those two rascals. My dear king, although you possess an entire kingdom, royal opulence, friends and servants, you appear as one who is receiving flower garlands and sandalwood pulp, while aggrieved with hunger and thirst. Please, tell me, what is the cause of this?
This great sage is aware of everything, and yet he asks the cause of my anxiety. Let me tell him forthwith. I have no son, but I feel a great need for an heir to my throne. Will you please help me?
Oh look, what's happening now? Did that sage agree to help King Chitraketu get his son?
The play continues. Angira Muni is a very powerful sage. He is preparing a fire sacrifice and offering sweet rice. Now, that sweet is given to Queen Kritaduti, who will bear King Chitraketu's son.
Oh, so the king, he gets his son. That's wonderful, isn't it? Yay! Oh, so this could be the end of the play right now.
No, not the end. Now listen very carefully to the words of Angira Muni, for King Chitraketu does not. O great king, you will have a son who will be the cause of both great jubilation and lamentation.
A son! I will have a son! We will have a son!
He's going to get a son! Oh, this is wonderful! Everyone can be so happy now!
But didn't you hear what Angira Muni said to the king as he was leaving?
What?
Angira Muni said that this son would be the cause of great happiness and great lamentation.
Oh, but everyone knows about happiness and distress. That only means that, maybe his little boy is going to be naughty sometimes because he's going to be so adorable. He can get away with anything. And his father's going to love him so much. And, he's just going to be so cute. And, it's only in this way that maybe his father would experience just a little bit of anguish, just like a pinch. You just worry too much.
Unless you happen to be a jealous co-wife, whose heart has been rent asunder by the wielding claws of envy.
But everyone, in any way, in some course of time, a son will be born, and everyone should be happy.
Well, a son is born, but everyone is not happy.
I don't care. This just isn't fair. We are the king's wives as well. I am also a queen. Since the birth of that child. Oh, friend, but you forget. Not the queen with the son. Whether it is fair or not. What can we do? Our husband hates us. Since the birth of that child, our husband doesn't even care to glance in our direction anymore. With eyes only for the mother of that child. I can't go on like this. It's unbearable. We'd be better off as maidservants. I'm sorry to say, but it's true. The king at least shows no indifference to them. And the queen, she struts around like she owns us anyways. I despise her, hate her. You hate her, but the king, he insults us even more. The baby this, the baby that, it's all I ever hear. Do you know that our beloved husband gave away over 60 million cows on that child's birthday? And when he's not administering to the needs of that queen, he's with the baby in the nursery. I hate him with all my heart. And I hate the child. The reason they're all suffering this hell. For hate's sake, I'll spit my last breath at him. If only what? The jackal screams through the blackness of the night. Life can be so nebulous, temporal, to be sure. Perhaps his duration of life could be shortened. A dastardly, deadly deed. A pestle for pounding poison. An unassuming nocturnal nightcap. Waiting for the mother's absence. And the nurse busy with chores. With his sleeping lips parted. Just one drop of the black robe death. Let me covet the child.
Poison? The burning black robe of death? What are they talking about? What are they going to do? What's happening? I don't know what's going on. What's going on? Are they going to do something terrible to the child? Oh no!
One should always be careful of those who have succumbed to envy.
Oh, the child is dead! The king, he cries and he falls unconscious at the sunbeam of his son. He's lamenting, and his wife, the queen, she is delirious with grief. And she cries and says, oh, my dear son, please wake up. You've slept too long now. Don't she hear your presence calling? She'll never again see his beautiful, sweet, smiling face or hear his pleasing voice. She's pounding her breast and she's berating the creator of the universe, saying, "Oh, you merciless enemy of the living entities!"
Such is the way of the conditioned soul who blames the Creator for reverses in life.
Reverses in life? Reverses in life, is that what you call it? My mother is crying. She's so upset. And all you can call it is reverses in life. What is going to happen to them now? Are they simply going to drown in an ocean of lamentation? What is happening? You knew it all along. You knew that the child was going to die.
As did Angira Muni, he also knew that the son would die.
What is the purpose of a drama like this then, if all the characters are simply slaughtered by the whims of a producer?
Our audience has come to this place specifically to learn about enlightenment. For this reason, you are all here, and for this reason, you are all participating in this pastime. When Angira Muni first visited the king, he only gave him a son with which to experience both happiness and distress. Now, the king is bewildered, and so the Muni returns.
O king, what does this dead body have to do with you? And what do you have to do with it? Are you related as father and son? If so, did this relationship exist before? Will it continue in the future? And therefore, can you truly say that it exists now? Therefore, O King Chitraketu, carefully consider you, the soul's position. Try to understand who you are, where you have come from, and why you are under the control of this lamentation. By understanding your own true position, you will be able to understand the true position of everyone and everything else, and thereby you will obtain peace.
You seem to know so much. Who are you?
I am the same Angira Muni, who gave you this son, and this is the great sage Narayana. Any ability that you have to create, maintain, or annihilate is being induced by the Supreme Lord. Yet, forgetting who has induced us to act so, we consider our very selves the doer.
What does he say? Any ability that we have to create, such as a father who begets a son, such as the government seeing to the public's welfare, or even the ability that snakes possess to annihilate, these all belong to the Supreme Lord who induces them in us. That is why we must remember that it is the Supreme Lord who is in control of everything, and not consider that we are the doers.
You are great personalities. Can you help me? Blinded by the darkness of my illusions. Please, light the lamp of knowledge. Save me.
Well, does everyone understand what's happening now?
Oh yes, I can see. The king is submitting himself at the lotus feet of the Guru.
Yes.
We may possess many things: a body, wife, son, fame, wealth, friends. Yet they are all the same, and that one day we will be forced to be separated from them. They are all impermanent, and because they are sometimes seen and sometimes not, they are a constant cause of expectations and disappointments. Therefore, try to understand who we really are, why we are under the influence of this lamentation. Jivara Sir Bahoy, Krishnara Nityadas, Krishnara Tatashta Shakti, Veda Veda Prakash. The living entity's constitutional position is to be an eternal servant of Krishna, because he is the marginal potency of the Supreme Lord. By understanding this, we will be able to obtain peace.
Oh, what is happening now?
By his mystic power, Narada Muni will bring the dead child back to life and is about to address us.
According to my fruit of activities, I, the soul, travel from one body to another. Sometimes I take birth as an animal, sometimes as a plant, and sometimes as a human being or demigod. Therefore, in which birth was this king my so-called father?
Oh, this child is surely bewildered.
No, he is not bewildered. He is very clear-headed.
Excuse me, I'm really sorry. I know this is a little inappropriate, but I got a problem here. You're saying so-called parents. I have children. You just left a few minutes ago, and now they're your so-called parents? What is this?
Because of my past karma, I have been forced to enter many different bodies, made of the 5 gross elements and the 3 subtle elements. Each time, the mixture of elements is different. So, I appear sometimes as an ant, and sometimes as a demigod. Just because I entered a body made by this king does not make me his son in any way. My real relationship is with the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Well, if that's the case, then why have you caused the king so much pain?
Our relationships in this material world are the results of our dealings as we try to enjoy the material elements. Who has not experienced that today's friend is tomorrow's enemy? Perhaps in my last life, I was the king's enemy and am now appearing as his son. Why should he not consider me his former enemy and be jubilant upon my death?
Well, help me to understand this, if you will. If the king is your enemy, then why does he have so much affection for you?
If your enemy's gold falls into your hands, do you not use it for your own purposes? Do you not love it all the more? Gold is gold, but in different situations, it is either your friend or your enemy.
So you're saying that the king's affection for you was only as a son?
Yes. For example, when an animal is sold from one owner to another, the sense of ownership is broken. In the same way, I appeared as the king's son for some time. And when I went to another body, the affectionate relationship is broken. It is only the body which is born and lost, along with all the connections related to it. Relations connected to it.
Well, then what about us, the soul?
The soul is equal in quality to the Supreme Lord, because, like the Lord, it is eternal. This soul is not affected by friends and enemies, or happiness and distress.
Well, I seem to be affected in that way.
Because the soul is very, very small, it can be covered by the material energy. But in this conditioned state, we do have friends and enemies, and are always affected by rancor and lamentation. In order to become free from all these things, we must depend on the transcendental Supreme Lord.
Actually, I'm starting to make a little sense here, and thanks, young man.
Being astonished by the words of his dead son, King Chichiketu cut the shackles of his material affection and gave up his lamentation.
Oh, this has been so exhausting and stressful that finally at last we've come to the end of our pledge.
This could be the end, but for the king and for all of us, it is only the beginning. Do you remember the beautiful prayers that we heard earlier? As small calves wait anxiously for the time of milking, as a morose wife yearns for her husband's return. Such longing and desire, such love and affection for the Supreme Lord was expressed in these words by this same Chichiketu who we have just now seen renounce material affection.
But I thought we heard those prayers from Vitrashura. So if Vitrashura and Chichiketu are one and the same, then how did our dear king go from renouncing his worldly life to developing such strong and deep sentiments for the Lord within his heart?
Your question is very good. Though the hour is late, I will answer in brief. When Angira Muni first came to the king, he only gave him a son. It wasn't until after the death of his son that Narada Muni also came and gave instructions regarding Bhakti Yoga. It is only after material attachment and the desire to enjoy the material world has been given up that one can fully understand Bhakti Yoga. Then, hearing and chanting mantras given by his guru, King Chitriketu journeyed from the dark well of materialistic life to the sweet resting place of the Lord's lotus feet.
Very successful, this drama play. I'm very happy. What you did and told, really I have come to give these powerful instructions. And they are doing in a very good way. So my blessing to the compiler of this story, she oh, my blessing. From beginning, he is a pure devotee man. Those in householder life, but I want, oh, they should preach my mission in this way, that preparing this world. And also, my so much blessing to the son of king. Oh, I like him very and I have so much affection for him, and that is why I told him to be my most favorite disciple, that he may message me, massage me, he can cook for me, he can preach for me, and he is very qualified. I want that very soon he should be expert in all these things. So much blessing to Angira and North Rishi. Blessing to the personality Narada and Angira, but who are playing the part of Narada Angira by blessing that they should follow Angira and Nor, actually, and they should be developing their Krishna consciousness like that. All the kings, the king Chitraketu Maharaj, is still now and not recognize that who is he. Yours, oh, very wonderful, very wonderful. So all the in the family of Nanda Kumar, Nanda Gopal, all these are Ram Kishore, oh yes, she is also, and daughter of Prithu. Prithu are what? Pool. Evil queens. So they played part very well, three kings, and they hated that boy, and they mixed poison in milk. Oh, this is the nature of it. But you know, when Narada and Angira came, and he told all this Siddhant and Jiva Tattva, Krishna Tattva, all that inspired, queen and king. Also, I will come. So, what I will, don't disturb me. This is the nature. That, without any reason, they quarrel themselves. They cannot bear happiness of another anyone, very jealous of. This is nature of this world. But with the king, they also realized this fact, and they went to Narada and Angira and fell flat on their lotus feet and requested, now we have given poison, now we are repenting. So please be merciful to me, like king and queen, and give initiation and mantra to me, that we can be successful in our life. Then Narada and Angira, they became very happy, and with the king, queen, and all the kings, he gave mantra, and all left their houses. We cannot leave this world, but they left and went to the forest, and they began to chant that mantra and remember very quickly. Chitraketu Maharaj became one of the very dearest of Krishna, of Shankarshan, and became the god brother of Shankar. And now they have told all the history of it. And also I am blessing Bajendrananda, that he arranged some questions, very important questions, interesting, and that boy, very worldly and very in good way, he explained everything and he answered all these things. So my blessing to all, up to all that. And to hearers also, audience also, they patiently heard. And I think that this is my mission to come to give you. Go, Prema! I cannot distribute to you all sweets, but